If your drumstick bag only has drumsticks in it, you're probably 1 gig away from a disaster. So today, I'm gonna go through my stick bag. Now, everybody's stick bag is gonna be slightly different. You'll have different implements for different situations, and that's fantastic. It's kind of what this video is about, really. So, I'm gonna go through mine, so let's get into it. Obviously, let's start with the first thing. The bag. There's all kinds of bags in the world. This is the one that I'm using now. Full transparency, I am a Vic Firth endorser, so everything in here pretty much is Vic Firth bag, but I truly, truly love this bag, and I'm probably gonna do a video on it, a review video on it coming up shortly. Anyway, so here's my bag, tons of pockets in the back. It even has a pocket for a laptop. How cool is that? Because I do throw that in there every so often. So, the Vic Firth professional stick bag, green and black version. All right, the obvious thing that is in everyone's stick bag, you guessed it, a pencil. No, drumsticks. Now, I've got a ton in there. And if you've seen other videos of mine, I will tell you that, hey, you absolutely need, at the barest minimum, 2 pairs of the drumstick that you prefer. At the barest minimum. And if you gig a lot, you should have at least a brick, which is about 6 pairs of sticks, which is basically what I have. So, in my stick bag now, by the way, I'll show you this. Over here is the sticks I use all the time, and these are 55As by Vic Firth. Over here are options that I may need in any situation. So the ones that I use all the time here, and the ones I will use on occasion here. So there we go. So on this side of the bag are 55As, and yes, they're still in the sleeve. But 55As from Vic Firth. I have 6 pairs of them usually in my bag. They're just my go-to stick. I feel the most comfortable with the 55A. When I found them, they're kind of a kind of a middle ground between a 5A and a 5B, and I like that. I've got bigger hands, so a bigger stick really feels better. It has acorn tip on it, which I really do like. They're made out of hickory, so they last a decent amount of time. The only problem with hickory is, though, that on occasion a tip will splinter or it'll shave off a bit, and that gets a little frustrating when you're trying to ride on the ride cymbal, because you're like tip, 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 and all of a sudden a flat side and you really feel it. But for the most part, it's rare that it happens to me, very rare, and I just prefer the weight and the feel of a hickory stick. So in my bag, the majority of my sticks, 55A by Vic Firth. Then we move over to this other side, and now jazz-wise, I don't want a bigger stick like that. I want something lighter. It's, you know, jazz is more of a ride cymbal and hi-hat sound more than bass drum, snare drum, and toms. So for that, I go down into the Vic Firth 85A. It's a thinner stick. I don't think it's even a 5A. It's a little bit thinner. Still that acorn tip, which I love. I love it. Just a lighter stick, still made out of hickory. Responds real nice. And yeah, just a stick for lighter playing. If I want to go even lighter, I prefer the SD4 combo. Now this is a maple stick. It's very thin. It's incredibly lightweight. I think this is, I don't know, this is called a barrel tip or what kind of tip that is. It's slightly different, but it's very lightweight. Plays real nice off the ride cymbal and the hi-hat. Definitely a lighter sound, and they just play well. They just play well. So if I'm in a real small lounge or whatnot, I'll break these out and play with these. Now, maple if you play these too hard, it's gonna break, like literally just break off. Where hickory, if you use them, you'll know that they just kind of shave off the shoulders and whatnot. This thing, if you're playing too hard, is going to literally break in half, and a whole half a stick's gonna go flying. But I don't think, I would never use these to play hard music, heavy music. So SD4 combos for very light playing for me. And the last pair of sticks I bring out, I just like using them. Stanton Moore, the Stanton Moore signature stick. Now this is kind of a 5A-ish. I'm not really sure, but it feels more like a 5A, maybe a little thinner. Still made out of hickory. And this one has an interesting arrowhead tip. And it goes, as you can tell, hopefully you can see it, that it goes to a pretty good point. And with this stick, and I think Stanton's reasoning for this, and actually the reason I got it was, you can play more off the tip if you need a real precise sound, or you can get more of the whole tip by adjusting your hand a little bit, and you get a beefier sound off the ride cymbal. In any case, it's a solid stick. It's not, I don't believe it's as thin as the 85A. It feels thicker, but it's not as thick as the 55A. But made out of hickory again, and plays real nice. It's a real nice stick. But I just have it in there because I like to play with it. It really is a good, that tip idea is pretty cool, at least I think so. Let's move to alternate sound sources, shall we? I always have a pair of brushes. Now these are the Vic Firth WB4 wire brush. I really like these. In case I'm playing brushes for jazz or I haven't played much country in the last 20 years. But in any case, and by country I'm talking about like a train beat, and you just want that brush sound, not a stick sound. But what I really like about these, they're hefty. I like the feel of that a little bit better than having a light brush. I like the handles. Caveat on the handles. I do wish there was a rubber part to this, because if I want to like do something kind of fun on the snare where I kind of roll it against the rim, this doesn't roll because it's not rubber and it doesn't catch the rim. It just slides across it and does nothing. So I would like more of a rubber grip on that. But as far as the feel of these, the wires are a little beefier than most, and I do like that. They play off the ride cymbal real nice. You get a good attack. You can really hear the rhythm with these. And on the snare drum and the toms, I think that thicker wire gauge helps you produce obvious rhythms off the drums. So that's why I like these. Vic Firth has a ton of these. Every company has a ton of brushes. Whatever company you like to use, find a brush that you really like, just to have it in your bag, just to have a sound source. And lastly, I like to carry Vic Firth calls them the rute, R-U-T-E. And everybody's seen these, they're dowels. Yeah, it's just regular sized dowels for more of a slappy sound on the drums. I hate saying that they're halfway sound source between sticks and brushes, but they are in the middle. They can play off like a stick if you need really soft playing in like a club. But the problem still is they have a specific sound that is not like the tip of a stick. So even though they're not a wide sound like a brush, a wide light sound, they're definitely more stick sound, it still comes off slappy. So I have these because I like this having a different sound. If I want to like play a solo and I just want going from a stick to a totally different sound, these are great sometimes. And so, yeah, I would suggest having a set of rods in your bag at all times just for a different sound. Over here, there it is, a pencil. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a pencil. Now I know this thing looks like a pen, but it is a pencil. A retractable pencil, mechanical. You should always have a pencil in your bag, always. in case you have to write notes on something, if you read music and if they're passing out charts to record something or whatnot, or if you're in a rehearsal and they've handed out music. Like for me, I do a considerable amount of like shows, Broadway type shows or whatnot. And sometimes they change something on you. And you have, if you're reading, you gotta like cross something out or add something, and you need an implement to get that in the paper real fast. Get a pencil, have it in your bag, okay? Also, you can write a set list with this if you need to do that. Next, in this little pocket right here, I have earplugs. Now these are molded earplugs. I keep them in this container that they came in. Yeah, earplugs. Why do I have earplugs? Well, when I'm practicing, if I'm not using headphones or in-ear monitors or such, you want to protect your hearing, folks. I've been lucky. I'm 57 years old. Just turned 57 2 days ago, June 22nd. Anyway, I've been incredibly lucky up until maybe a couple years ago where I didn't have a hearing problem. And now I'm starting to notice issues over here. I've lost some hearing in this particular ear. And you don't want to do that. I haven't lost a lot, but it's enough to be noticeable, and it does suck, and you're not going to get your hearing back. But thankfully, I've been using ear protection most of the time for the last many, many years. Probably the last 15 to 20 years. I can't remember exactly when I got these. These are molded ones. I've had them made specifically for my ears, but get some earplugs. You don't have to have these, just find ones you like. Get some earplugs and wear them for your own protection while you're practicing. Even wear them on a gig, okay, if you have to. If it's so loud that it's, you're damaging yourself, get some earplugs, put them in your bag. Also, every stick bag needs to have a drum key. Get a drum key, get it in your stick bag. You never know when, hey, maybe your snare drum head breaks and you got to replace it and you're in the middle of a gig. Hopefully you've brought a spare snare head with you. But yeah, or you need a tune. Maybe you're like me and you use backline gear quite a bit. By that I mean, for those that don't know what backline is, that's when the gear is rented for you and you show up and you have no idea what you're playing. And you have no idea if it's even tuned. Well, you gotta have a drum key because you have to sound good. And the rental company doesn't really care. So usually they don't care. Get a drum key, get it in your bag, put it in there. I always recommend having 2 drum keys, one in your bag and just one on you. So, if you can, buy 2. They're not that expensive, all right? Now, on this bag, if I'm doing clinics and whatnot, and I don't have it in here right now, but on this particular bag, and one of the reasons I truly love this bag right now, is that it has a decently padded pocket for an iPad or a laptop or something like that. So I will put that in there if I'm doing a clinic somewhere and I need tracks and it's on my laptop or whatnot. It's great because it just needs this bag. You don't need to be carrying all kinds of other gear. Throw it in there with your sticks. So yes, I will put a laptop in this bag. On the front, got a couple more pockets here. Up here, and if I have a complaint about this bag, it's this particular pocket. I love it, but why does it have to completely open and drop everything out of it? In this particular pocket, I have my in-ear monitors. Go, matter of fact, let's just drop it right here. There we go. I've got my in-ear monitors, gels, and I use 2 different kinds, just depends. I use drum dots and the Remo crown control gels. And if you've seen any of my videos recently on my kit, I've been using the crown control gels mostly, but these dots are great. But I always have these in there because, again, say you're in getting backline gear, you're playing some kit you don't know and you got to get it sound and the heads are awful and whatnot. Sometimes you need a gel to get rid of some overtones that you can't get rid of otherwise. And lastly in that pocket, I have a DAC. A DAC stands for Digital Audio Converter. And this one's got a USB-C connection because pretty much everything I have now is USB-C. My laptop, my iPad, my iPhone, they all have a USB-C. But this is a DAC, and this is not at all, well, to a degree it is, but this isn't an Apple connector for headphones or whatnot. This is a DAC, and it supplies power through it. The other one just gives you a line through it, but sometimes I'm wearing headphones or whatnot that have way too many ohms, and a normal phone or iPad or laptop can't power that well. This takes your power and jacks it up. So this is a DAC. I always have one of these. It costs a little bit more than the Apple one, but not a lot more. I would always suggest just do it. Get yourself a DAC instead of just one of the spare headphone connectors. And lastly, in the big pocket up front, in this pocket, I have a metronome, and I've gone back to using a standalone metronome. This is a Boss DB90. This thing is hardcore. It's loud. There's so many options on it. There's tuning on it, rhythms on it. It divides your metronome into quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, triplets even. It's loud. You can put MIDI through it. Yeah, a standalone metronome, because sometimes I have to have a metronome in some shows because they have to be exact for the dancers or the vocalists or whatnot. They have to have the same speed all the time. And sometimes you're amped up, you're a little bit quick. Sometimes it's been a long day and you're a little bit slow. This will always keep you in time. Just dial in the tempo you need and you're good to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's what's in my professional bag. That's what I have to use these items considerably. And yeah, I don't ever have an issue with not having the right source. It's all in this bag. Now again, this is a bigger bag than most of you will have, and that's totally fine. It's because this is what I need. All of us are different. Your situation may be different than mine, but let's be honest. You need more than one pair of sticks in your bag, 2 to 3 pairs, 2 barest minimum. Get that pencil in there and get that drum key in there. And if you have earplugs, put those in there too. Doesn't need to be this size of a bag. Doesn't actually need to be a Vic Firth bag. It can be whatever you want. But we're all slightly different. Just get the stuff in there that you know you might need and just put it in there and keep it in there, because trust me, you're gonna need it. All right, folks, down in the comments section, tell me what is something that's in your stick bag that you absolutely must have that might be a little odd, that not everybody has, but you need it for your gigs. All right, folks, if you're liking what I'm doing here on the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon. Over here are a couple more videos for you to check out. And until the next time, take care.